All right, so this myth comes from a viewer. It's called woofer weaponry. Try saying that 3 times fast.
Okay, besides being a tongue twister, what are we talking about here?
This is that a subwoofer can actually set off a weapon.
But not just any weapon, a very specific type of combat rifle called an SKS.
Cool, tell me more.
The story is that these Russian gangsters are driving around with these weapons in the back of their car. I mean, let's face it, they're gangsters, that's what you do. And their car has this crazy booming stereo system. They pull up next to these girls and they try to impress them, so they crank up the volume.
The stereo system's so loud, the guns begin to vibrate and suddenly, bang, 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 all the guns go off.
Gunfire not being the best pickup line, I'm assuming it scared off the girls.
Talk about embarrassing.
Yeah, awkward.
This viewer myth is simple and terrifying. If and when the bass gets the car bouncing, the vibration is supposed to set off the SKS rifles, and they could potentially keep firing bullets till the clips run out.
Well, I guess we need to get a car, install a super loud stereo system, crank it all the way up, throw some of these rifles in the back, and stand back.
Well, if that doesn't work, there are these cars that are used for these sound offs. I mean, they're not really practical. A gangster might not have one of these. They're basically giant speakers on wheels.
Okay, but first up, I think we need to talk to an expert. I mean, we need to find out more about this SKS rifle. I mean, the myth is so specific, it's really strange.
Definitely.
So it's get acquainted time with the rifles renowned for their fickle firing habits.
Any of you ever shot an SKS before?
Nope.
But I'm looking forward to it.
Gunsmith Ben Murray knows exactly why these weapons occasionally shoot themselves.
So what is it about the SKS rifle in particular that makes it so key to this myth?
It has a free-floating firing pin as opposed to a spring-loaded firing pin. I can show you that. We can disassemble it right quick. This is the bolt assembly that houses the firing pin, and as you can see, it moves forward and backwards.
So that just slides around in there.
That's correct.
So if there is no spring and that pin does vibrate enough, I mean, could it potentially set a round off?
I suppose it could.
So there might be some truth to this myth.
It may be.
In most semi-automatic rifles, the spring simply holds the firing pin at the rear of the housing until the hammer strikes it, driving the pin onto the primer and firing the bullet. But the SKS with no spring has a firing pin that floats free and could bounce around, potentially causing an accidental discharge. There's plenty of verified incidents to support the claim, but we want to know if something as simple as sound waves could really dislodge those springless pins.
So that kind of looks like a problem.
Yes, there's quite a few in our country that have this free-floating style firing pin. In fact, that's why we came up with a spring-loaded firing pin to replace it.
So Ben's fixed the problem, but to properly test the myth, we're using guns without the springs.
Now, before we start testing to see whether or not subwoofers will set one of these off without using the trigger, we need to make sure ours work. So that's all we're doing today. We're just shooting guns. This day can't suck.
Kari declines the chance to shoot. Her mind is fixed on the possibilities of the myth.
The gun can go off without even touching the trigger. That means, say our SKS is in the back of a car with a really good stereo system and there's a lot of vibration, it could actually maybe push this pin forward and make the gun go off, which means our myth would be confirmed.
Tory and Grant figure 5 guns should make a mythical car full. So, on with the testing.
All right, this one's working.
This one's working.
But you know what? I think we need to test it again just to make sure they
You
don't
never
jam.
know when a jam might occur.
And when the bullets run out, they can justify their jubilation.
Now, remember when I said we're not shooting these guns just for our own enjoyment, but it's actual scientific research? Well, it turns out it's true. I mean, we have several of these guns, but the gun I was using jammed twice during the test.
Ready for the next?
I had a jam.
So that means we can't use that gun for when we do the experiment with the subwoofer, because if it does jam during our subwoofer test, it makes it an invalid test. See? We're not just out here shooting guns for the fun of it. This is serious scientific experimentation.
With 6 guns tested and 5 selected, it's time to fit a car we call the Great White with a thumping sound system.
So what size stereo you think we can get in this thing?
I don't know, but we want this thing to vibrate a lot.
Well, we got no shortage of space.
You know, you could probably fit like 4 bodies in the back of this trunk.
Yeah.
Naturally, they've sourced the best and the bassiest system in town.
I'm a little embarrassed about this car. I think they're gonna laugh at us.
I'm laughing at us.
Oh, that is sick. Wow. Hey, Kenny, Paul, how are you guys?
Hey, welcome to AutoSound.
Well, the myth that we're working on involves a guy with a really big car stereo. He has a special type of gun in the back seat called an SKS. The car stereo was so loud that when we turned it up, it set the gun off.
You think it could happen?
Well, I've seen everything from nosebleeds to cracked windshields, so it's possible.
Not quite your standard sales pitch, but those cracked windshields sound promising.
Ooh, what is that?
This is a 12-inch square driver from MTX. It's the 8500 series. It's going to handle about 750 watts RMS, and it's square because it has more surface area, which means it's naturally going to have more output. More speaker, more output. And I think it's going to do what you guys need it to do for your application.
Well, you gotta see our car first, and then you can make that call.
Okay.
One thing's for certain, a stereo like this way outclasses the car they drove up in.
This is perfect!
Kari, Tory and Grant are testing the myth of the Russian gangsters who turned the music up so loud it triggered a bunch of loaded SKS rifles they had stashed in the car. They've got the guns, the car, and a sound system that could shake loose your fillings.
All right, you ready?
Yes.
I think so.
Oh my
So
God.
unassuming and then bang!
You filled up the whole trunk.
That's bass, baby.
Oh, my eardrum. Look at the rust coming off the top of the roof. Oh, my God. We're going to tear this car apart.
But first, they want to spiff it up with a high-speed, pimped-out paint job.
There's going to be all these hot rod enthusiasts going, that's not how you paint flames on cars. What are you doing? You know what I got to say to that? So what?
Just like a tattoo, it's more about the bad boy attitude than the art. Until you get inside.
You know, some people have a hula girl or a chihuahua bobblehead on their dashboard. We have us.
Yeah, not quite the gangster image, but they should be good indicators of the turbulence caused by that thumping bass. Pimped, prepped, and pumped with a trunk full of high-grade hardware, the Shark rolls up for its first ever rifle recital. If all goes to plan, there won't be an encore.
Tory and Grant were kind enough to test all of the SKS rifles for us and make sure that they all work properly. Now, we're at the Alameda County Sheriff's Bomb Range. We love this place because it's a wide open space where we don't have neighbors to complain about the noise, and we can shoot all the guns we want.
All right, so we've amassed our gangster arsenal.
And we have our blanks, but as we know, we need to treat this like live ammunition.
All right, let's load up our guns and get them in that vehicle.
Sounds good to me.
So the rifles get spread from the back seat to the front, some close up to the speakers and others at a distance.
Okay, we got one in the back by the woofer, we've got two in the back seat, one on the back floor, and one in the front seat.
All right, let's crank this system and see if we can get one of these guns to go off.
Best if all 5 go off, and Grant's found a way to monitor the mayhem from a distance.
So this is going to serve as mission control for our experiment. We have a portable music player with all our test tones preloaded. We've also got a frequency generator and an oscilloscope so we can dial in any specific frequencies we want to test. Inside the car, there's a microphone that's connected to the spectrum analyzer and dB SPL meter, and that'll tell us not only the frequency, but also how loud it is. And finally, and perhaps most importantly, there's a live video feed to tell us if any of the guns have gone off as a result of our sound.
The sound won't be music as we know it, but a series of tones designed to test and push the acoustic limits of the system, and maybe fire those guns.
All right, this is going to be a low frequency sweep starting at 20 hertz at 95 dB SPL. Ready?
Oh yeah.
Here we go.
To keep it simple, hertz indicates the pitch of a note, and decibels measure the volume. 95 decibels is roughly as loud as a motorcycle revving its engine.
So far, not one round has fired off.
We're not all the way through the sweep yet.
But the signs aren't good. The bobbleheads are barely bobbling, so we'll change tack.
All right, next I got a tone that alternates. Like, wee, wee.
Yeah, we want to see that pin fire off one of these bullets.
All right, you guys ready?
Ready.
Yeah. Crank it up, Grant.
If this works, they can expect to hear multiple gunshots at any moment.
Is that it?
That's it. You see anything?
Come on, let's make that car vibrate. Not one round has gone off yet.
All right.
One wiggle.
I mean, the gun's not even shaking.
Okay, so that didn't work. What would be the next step?
Louder. I like that. Let's go louder.
It's time to raise the stakes. Grant cranks the decibels up to an ear-shattering 130. That's close to the level of a jet engine as heard from just 100 feet away.
There you go.
That's what I'm talking about.
Look at those speakers.
Look, the gun is actually vibrating.
Look, well, no, it's the camera that's vibrating.
Oh.
There's dust and everything getting knocked all around. It's crazy. Whoa!
Oh, no, the camera cut out.
We lost it.
Seems like everything's busted but the guns. Still, Grant sees a little room to maneuver.
For all these tests, the guns have been horizontal on the various parts of the car. Now what we're gonna do is change their orientation. So instead of being horizontal, they'll be vertical. And that way, we hope that the pins will be in a better position to set off these blanks and hopefully get a result.
Grant's enlisting the force of gravity to help dislodge those pins. It might not help, but it sure won't hurt.
You know, if this doesn't do it, I don't know what will.
Well, it's definitely working. You can see that speaker just vibrating.
Wow, look at that gun. The gun's shaking.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Come on, go up!
Fire off! Shoot that gun.
There's a lot happening in there.
Gosh.
Still not firing.
But once again, none of the SKS shooters go bang. Mind you, there was some collateral damage.
And this stereo system was crazy. I mean, it was vibrating the entire car so much that it actually bust the gas line and it's now leaking fuel. So this car is done, but that doesn't mean the myth is done. It just means we got to find out if this is even possible.
All efforts to fire 5 rifles via the vibrations from an upscale car stereo have failed to end in a single gunshot.
You know, if this doesn't do it, I don't know what will.
So the next to last resort is a visit to Meyer Sound. These audio experts already helped us prove that sound alone can't make you lose your bowel control.
Just be like all over myself.
And that the human voice can break glass.
I did it!
But today, we've brought our rifles to them to see if they can help us figure out a sweet spot, a special frequency that will cause the SKS rifle to discharge. SKS.
Here to help is Roger Schwenke. And once he knows what the myth entails,
well, if it's the firing pin that's unique about this gun, then let's isolate that and see what happens to it.
Okay.
Great.
so Tory strips out the pin and Roger opens the test chamber.
So what do you usually use this thing for?
This is literally a speaker torture chamber.
What do you mean?
I mean, we torture our speakers both thermally and mechanically to make sure that only the strongest get shipped out of the factory.
So far, we've focused more on the low notes, but it's fair to say we might have missed that perfect pitch.
So resonant frequency is the frequency at which an object will begin to vibrate in excess of the energy that you put into it. For example, with our trying to break a wine glass with your voice experiment. At many different frequencies, the wine glass vibrates, but at one specific frequency, it begins to vibrate a lot and eventually shatters. That is what we're looking for in our firing pin. And if we find that, then there's a chance that this gun just might go off.
Do it. Do it now.
So Roger fills the chamber with pink noise. That's a whole range of different frequencies blasted out together.
It's like an earthquake.
And the volume's cranked way up to 150 decibels.
The speaker moving, and it looks like it's vibrating, but the pin doesn't look like it's separate.
Yeah, it looks like the whole mechanism's moving, but the pin is not going up and down.
Yeah, still a little hard to tell. What is the accelerometer reading?
It's responding about the same at all frequencies.
What does that mean for us?
Well, it's not resonating, it's moving, but it's not resonating at any one particular frequency.
The pin hasn't moved inside the housing. That's good news for the Russian mob and a kick in the pants for the myth. But maybe testing the pin alone wasn't the best plan. So
I put the gun back together, we've loaded it with the blank. I have the gun pointing nose down with the safety off. That way it gives us the best possible chance for this gun to go off accidentally. And hopefully something in that gun might resonate to cause this gun to go off without pulling the trigger. So we are locked and loaded, ready to go.
Okay, hit it, Roger.
Bring on the noise. That is menacing.
And this is with the safety off, so it's giving it the best possible chance, but still, it's not firing.
Yeah, if this happens at all, it should happen fairly quickly, and it's not happening.
So Roger pulls the plug. The resonant frequency theory fails to fire. But if you think it's over, if you truly believe we'll end this myth with a shameful shudder, you so don't know this show. After failing to trigger these unstable Russian rifles with a red-hot car stereo,
Not one round has gone off yet.
Kari, Tory and Grant take one last shot at this myth with a truck that's tailor-made to bump up the volume.
Now, I know this car didn't do what we needed, but I think I have some renewed confidence in our backup plan.
Oh my God! That is loud out here. How's it inside?
Ridiculous.
What?
So far, they've pushed the decibels way up to 150, but this car peaks at 160. That's actually louder than the gunshots they hope to hear.
Now, handling the mid-bass frequencies, we've got 4 10-inch Thunder 8500 subwoofers in a custom fiberglass enclosure. But that's not all, because the real meat are these two 22-inch jackhammer subwoofers. Each subwoofer has 2 amplifiers for a total of 17,200 watts. If you're talking about sound pressure level in a car, this is it.
Once again, the guns are armed with blank cartridges and spread around the car.
We're ready to go. The guns are loaded, the safeties are off to give us the best possible chance for this to work.
But Kari seems a little gun-shy.
I'm having some serious doubts that something even as powerful as the SPL car is going to do it. But I would really like to be proven wrong here.
The sound system's been preloaded with 3 different test tracks. The first is a bass sweep. And remember, this is 30 decibels higher than anything they tried in the Great White.
Starting the sweep.
Wow, that thing is shaking like nuts.
But the one sound they're not hearing is gunfire. Time to try the alternating tones.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Look what it's doing to the camera.
Things are really moving, but no discharge yet.
159.5? Yeah! And this is way crazier than a gangster vehicle would have. I mean, there's no way a person could be sitting in there and listening comfortably.
Absolutely.
The last track is loosely called Music. It's unlikely to top the charts, but it's seriously loud.
Still no gunshots.
You can't see the speakers moving like crazy, and all the dust in the car is blowing as if it's just
Yeah.
I hope that's dust. That's not smoke, is it?
It looks
Wait a
like
minute.
smoke.
Do you think?
No, we would have heard a gunshot.
Think?
I don't know. You know what? It's starting to smoke. Is that normal?
No, it's not. This is the last and loudest of the tests, and everyone's hoping a gun's gone off.
So we thought maybe there's a possibility we didn't hear the discharge, maybe a gun went off, and it's just filling the car with smoke.
No, that smells like electrical smoke. That doesn't smell like gunfire.
In fact, the smoke came from quickly heated resin in the woofers. It normally cures in the first few months, but we've pushed a brand new speaker way too hard. The system's fine, but the myth has run its course. All that remains is to check the weapons.
All right, this is the last gun.
Didn't discharge.
This is why we can never have anything nice.
I'm calling this one busted.
Yeah, I mean, we threw a massive amount of sound at it and the gun still didn't go off. Busted.
Yeah, busted. Dang, I wanted this one to work.
Tory, Grant, and Kari have busted the myth that vibrations from a souped-up car stereo triggered a bunch of dodgy rifles. But Tory's found a related myth that's easy to test and guaranteed to end with a bang.
Well, we've come a long way accidentally setting off one of these SKS rifles, but you know what? We're not done yet. There's one other thing I want to try.
What's that?
Now, apparently during this turf war, a bomb goes off in a gangster's house and wipes out his entire gang. Now, after the explosion, the police go through the debris and find these SKS rifles with empty shells next to them. However, nobody in the neighborhood heard gunshots before or after the explosion.
So the idea is that the shockwave set off the weapons.
Apparently so.
The guys know that a springless SKS could be seen as an accident waiting to happen. But where sound waves failed to set the firing pin a-quiver, a high-explosive shockwave might do the trick. To find out, they build a mock living room and carefully place 4 loaded rifles just where you'd expect to find them.
Now we're going to deliver a special package of C4 to this scene. We're gonna be safely down in the bunker when it goes off, and after a big explosion, we're gonna see if the percussive force from a bomb can actually set off any of our firearms. Either way, we're getting destruction. We're all pretty happy about that.
Special delivery for Mr. Buster.
If sound waves can set a speaker cone dancing like this, just imagine the percussive force of a high-explosive shockwave.
You know what the thing that's really bumming me out about this is we're probably gonna damage these guns. But I guess if you wanna make omelets, you gotta break a few eggs.
Let's hope they finally break something. JD saunters back to the bunker as our guys weigh the odds.
All right, quick predictions.
Okay, I think if any of the guns are gonna go off, it's gonna be the one in Buster's hand because I've got his finger on the trigger.
I don't think that any of the guns are gonna go off. I don't think that this is even enough energy to make them go off.
I think the living room's gonna disappear along with the guns, and we're gonna have to find them to find out whether or not the bullets went off. All right, you guys ready?
Ready?
Absolutely.
All right, this is explosion setting off SKS rifles.
All right, Kari, take it away.
In 3, 2, 1.
Nice!
Nice one, JD.
That never gets old.
It's the blast we were begging for. But did it trigger even one of the guns?
Wow, you know how to wreck a party.
Now, the easy part, finding the guns.
Look, there's a hole right where the package was.
All right, should we check them?
Yeah. That one didn't go off.
Let's
Right.
check Buster.
All right, show us what you got.
Okay.
Look at that one, the safety actually went back on.
Nope.
Didn't fire off. All right.
That was the one that was in his hands with the finger on the trigger.
2 guns down and 2 to go.
What? Oh! The round went off! Oh my God!
It's no surprise that a C4 shockwave has the edge on one of the world's best and loudest car sound systems. But at least we've got a result.
Last one.
Didn't go off. But you know what? One did. And 1 out of 4, I say this is plausible.
Yeah, I mean, the gun fired as a result of the explosion. Plausible.
I'd buy that. Plausible.
That is crazy. I can't believe it worked.
After days of disappointment, this should at least send them home happy. And the message couldn't be clearer. It's unsafe to leave loaded guns in exploding rooms.